Yo. YouTube. Hey, so, what's up, everybody? Sorry. It's been a crazy day. Got to the stream a little bit late here. I was planning on making a video today, but we didn't make it to that. So I figured I'd stream it instead. So I can get you guys covered throughout the week. It's been a crazy week for me personally. That's why I haven't been able to make it to too much. But we're here. We're here now. For whomever is chilling with me right now, whoever's in here, I don't know if you're looking at anything other than that. I'm gonna be preparing my charts. Yeah, boy. Looking at some things. Getting ready for tomorrow here. Alright. Who's in here with me? Who's in here? Gang. What's up, Colossus? Hey, man. Crazy day today, man. I was kind of idle. I've been idle on YouTube and the Discord today, so apologize to you and the homies. I did see that you banked today on some penny stock. Let me check the P&Ls, man. Penny stocks were busting today. Like, a lot of things were. I can usually tell, it's crazy. I can tell early in the morning if penny stocks are going to have a day or not. Like, because you'll see, like, the big thing for me is, like, I have this scanner and I can see, like, it'll be a good day because I'll see a lot of activity on the scanner. Like, basically, the more tickers that pop up early in the morning, and also, like, how much volume there is, usually can imply a crazy day. On top of that, too, usually when the market is not looking the best, penny stocks are busting. And so we had that jobs report today, and it kind of sent the market down. I'm going to pull up actually Thinkorswim on the stream, so we can get you a cover on penny stocks as well, because I know a lot of people ask for penny stocks, especially on YouTube. Let me switch up the screen here. Okay, cool. We got Thinkorswim on. When's the last time your boy used Thinkorswim on the live stream, though? Let me get that box in the background. Let me hide that. Alright. Let me get you covered on your stocks, boy. So penny stocks were busting. So here's my penny stock scanner. It looks like Mullen today, man, had some activity for the most part. I've been watching Mullen gain some unusual activity the last few days here. And I don't know what that's going on. Like, Mullen, it's weird because Mullen always has like, ooh, let me turn the volume down. Sorry about the music. Mullen always has activity though. It's weird. I don't know what's going on with it ever. But it's always active, but it won't like trade hard. But today it traded pretty hard. I'm trying to get you guys music on here. I can't hear the music. I just hear myself talking. What's good, Armando? Yeah, I turned it down. If you saw how many things are on my 4 screens right now, it's hard for me to catch the little things, but I noticed it was pretty loud. I think I turned it down now. It should be good. Should be good now, I believe. But I want it loud enough so you guys can enjoy it too. So Megal, Megal's not even, oh, there's Megal. 25 million volume today. This thing was a beast, man. You had that nice little wedge that kind of held all day too. And then it had that nice little pop in the after hours. And I mean, after hours, man, I mean, it saw a low to a high of like 18, almost 19% in the after hours. And then from open, man, this thing ripped. I mean, it went from, well, actually, let's go from the open low to the high of day. 92, almost 93%. So good shit on that. I'm guessing you caught that move there. That move was explosive, brother. Oh my lord. Let me see here. Almost got a little bit of a symmetrical triangle here. Yes, sir. Man, penny stocks are so easy. If you like, this is why I know everything sounds easy. You're like, why don't you trade it then? But I know I say that with some stuff, but the thing with penny stocks, like the reason why I was kind of a big pattern trader, and why I trade patterns, and I will always trade patterns. I think patterns are easy. I think retail uses them, and same with the other algos. They recognize them. They recognize that retail recognizes, so they take advantage of it, and that can be both for false breakouts. But the reason why I like patterns too, and why I kind of picked up on them, is because I used to trade a lot of penny stocks. And penny stocks respect patterns like crazy. Like, you want to talk about pattern trading? That is like every damn penny stock has a pattern. It's crazy. I mean, so, you know, it makes trading that much easier in most cases. Mullen was just like a steady ripper today. That was the highest, most traded stock, it looks like, by volume. Or had the highest volume. Doesn't mean it was the most traded, but it was definitely one of the most active stocks today. BBBY was on my radar too. I think they're going to file for Chapter 11 soon. They're looking pretty slouched. I mean, it's crazy how far down it's came. It's at $1.50, closed at $1, or hit a low of $1.51. Actually, it hit all-time lows today. Yeah, $1.51 was all-time lows, closed at 163. So it's getting fucking slammed, freaking slammed. I gotta stop swearing on YouTube. Sorry, YouTube. Sorry. Hey. Neo had a good day. Kind of was a steady climber, and just progressed throughout the day. Held a ceiling there at the high of day at like 1097. Couldn't really do much more after that. So that's moving fair. Ragoon. What's up, boy? All right, if anyone's in Nashville tomorrow night, you let me know if you're there, because I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. That's my city. That's my city, not yours. And those are my people. So I'll be in Nashville. SI. Silvergate was another one. I think this got into some kind of crypto related. I don't know. I something with crypto. I know it's crypto related with Silvergate. So they took a huge hit this morning. I don't know the exact news. 83% dump, nearly 85. We can check on the news real quick here. So give me a second here. Oh, so okay, so Kathy Woods took her stake out of Silvergate, and it plunged at least 43%. So that's part of the catalyst. And she puts another 5.7 million into another Bitcoin linked stock. Okay. So she must have lost trust in this Bitcoin related stock, and she moved over to another one. All right. Clove. That's a good one to watch once in a while. Jern was a nice one the other day. Didn't get us our move. And this one as well. So I want to talk about SPY real quick. So SPY was volatile today, pretty choppy. Held a nice floor all day, really. Couldn't really break below that 379 region. And it kind of just held up all day, sort of traded in a range. More of a scalp day. Pretty ugly in the morning. It looks like intraday here, you did get a nice little bull flag opportunity if you wanted to catch a quick pop or scalp off of that. For going short, I'm trying to see here. For going short today, I mean, I don't see any like gimme plays at all. I mean, this is maybe here was aggressive. Kind of a FEG there that you maybe could have taken, but your premiums would have got gobbled up. So it was a pretty ugly day. Yeah, not a whole lot from a SPY perspective. All right, Ape, this fucking shit, this stupid stock. Try not to swear. It's very difficult. AMC. Excuse me. Ugh. Boys got to sleep more than 4 hours a day, man. Jeez. All right. Higher lows it held all day. Little sending triangle action maybe. Other than that, let me know what stocks you guys are looking at. I'm on Thinkorswim, so if you want me to cover kind of a low cap, mid cap, it's a lot easier for me to do it on here, especially penny stocks, like small caps, micro caps. I can cover them good for you on Thinkorswim. They don't show up actually as nice on TradingView, which is a surprise. Because obviously, you know, TradingView, we like that because it's a little more visually sound. But man, I mean, there's pretty fair volume in the small cap world today. Makes sense. The market didn't really do a whole lot. Usually the market trades lower It doesn't have the best day. The penny stocks have a great day. So they're inversely correlated. Alan, what up, baby? How's AMC looking? Looks like ass. Let me see. 4 hour dollar weekly. Let's see here. AMC to the moon. Let's see. Trying to see where it's currently trading at. Do you have a nice little gap down here though? Let's take a look at that. All right, nice little weekly fair value gap there. Let me see. It's holding a little bit of a floor here. You do have higher lows off that floor. Very subtle. But it could be something to denote. You just got to be careful as well because you do have, so you have higher lows down here, but you could have also lower highs up here. All right, a little squeeze point. I think what's interesting is the FVG down here, right? It's a and also that AMC is just very discounted. I mean, it's so oversold. It from this position, it can't get a good gauge as to whether or not it has potential to bounce here. Let me see. Just want to look at some other data here. This is where I like TradingView more. So let me actually go to TradingView because it's harder for me to go back in time, which is the data I need. Let me pull up TradingView real quick here. All right, TradingView, boom. All right, just like that. AMC, all right, now we working, boy. Now we working, boom. That's what I was seeing, that wedgie. Oh, okay. So AMC still selling off here, but what I'm looking for is what I like to call the fair value gap. These are good to watch. If you don't know what they are, just stick with me here. AMC's trading there. All right. Damn it, my headset's dying. Mother. All right, so we got a nice little daily FEG here. And I'll cover this in the Discord stream too, because y'all know more what I'm talking about in there. But to the YouTube public, that is something we teach in my private Discord is these fair value gap concepts. Let's see. There's a nice one on the weekly I was watching. Kind of trading in that right now. Like I said, AMC, man, just like taking it from a high level. It's just so discounted, bro. You're starting to see these candle bodies get a little bit smaller here. You're starting to see that consolidation. That's usually the sign you want, especially when it's been selling out sequentially for such a long time. As you can imagine, RSI is probably pretty low on here, so RSI is a good gauge, just to kind of, you know, gauge overall, you know, relative strength and just valuation, right? Supply and demand. Let me see here. Weekly. I'm just looking for what's called divergence here. It's usually a good signal for a bounce, potentially. I'm just still keeping my eyes a little bit on these higher lows and these lower highs here. All right, it's kind of squeezing just a little bit here, but either way, you do have some relative, or you have like a common area of support down here. So I'm not going to speculate too much on a pattern right now. It's just a little bit too early of a call, I think, to make that. But the higher lows are prevalent, especially if you go off these wicks. I don't know, man. It's in a good spot, but I'm getting weird. You know, the read is not clear. Besides the fact that it's oversold, the volume's been trading very low, and it's slowly staircasing down. So it's losing a little bit of steam here. It needs some coal, man. That's how we power on the steam engine, doggy. So if I ain't got no coal, how the fuck am I supposed to go, man? I need gas in my vehicle, man. I need that diesel. So I got a turbo diesel right now, and I'm out of fuel, doggy. That's what I need, and I ain't getting it. So I can't do nothing until it gets it. All right. So it's a slow mover, but it's very discounted, oversold, and the higher lows are actually a pretty good sign. But you know, it's a grain of salt. It's only one confluence, and you know that's the most I can do with it for now. It's just not doing a whole lot. It's so oversold. I know I keep saying that, but damn, son, where'd you find this? Goons. Bullish on SPY tomorrow. I try to just not have too much bias in a range, dude. I mean, this is kind of just like an inflection point, right? And the one thing I'm noticing is you kind of have this little squeeze going on here in this range, perhaps, right? Is it a bear pennant? Again, not going to speculate too much. I think the obvious observation is that it's in a range indefinitely, and we've been holding this range for so long now, and I'm getting over this fucking, I hate ranges, man. I hate them. Some people love them. I'm not a fan. I'd rather just have like fluid price. But man, SPY cannot just, I mean, it needs to get out of this range, and this range is kind of scary because it's already kind of going against typical patterns that it has. Usually ranges don't last this long on SPY, at least over the last calendar year. The last time we had something even close to this was back in this period, and this range lasted, let me see here. So this range lasted about 13 days, maybe 14 days, so about 2 weeks. And this one's lasted nearly 3 weeks. So we have a little bit of a longer range, and every time we've had a range, there was typically a pretty impulsive move after the fact. But they haven't lasted this long. Let me see this one here. Oh, that might be the same one. Yeah. Impulsive move to the downside. It's almost like it's waiting for news. I really don't know. So since we have this range, I mean, most we can do is speculate a little bit, understand, you know, where price is relatively sitting. We know relative to our prior significant high up here. So what is that? Our monthly high, I think. You know, it's a little discounted. And we know that there's some unbalanced prices to the upside, especially to the upside here. So maybe seeking that rebalance. The narrative, though, I don't have clarity on the narrative just because of where we're currently sitting. I really don't. I would favor longs, I guess, but you know, I'm just gonna wait. I have to wait. When we're in a range, you just have to really wait. That's why I try not to speculate. We can make observations. We can say, hey, you know, here's the likelihood in either or direction, but we got to use that either or disclosure, because since we're in a range, the most we can do is wait for confirmation. Until we get confirmation, we need to wait for confirmation of a break to the upside or downside, essentially from a high level. Like, we need to wait till we can get out of this range with clarity and really see price gravitate towards those zones, right? Those imbalances. That will help paint the picture quite a bit. So if we start, you know, pushing up, I'm looking to go short more than anything, probably, especially when we get past the 50 up here. But right now, this range, man, it's making you patient. It's making me trade a little bit smaller and quicker until we get confirmation. I'm ready to get out of it, though. Kind of sick of trading in it. It makes trading a little difficult because, again, you know, fluidity of the day is kind of random, right? And then you get chopped sometimes. Sometimes you get a nice fluid day where it's literally just from, you know, resistance down to support. And then sometimes you get flat days just like today, and you're just hugging one area. Even this day, right, kind of hugged in the middle, right? This day you started in the middle and you opened down to the support. This day you started down at the support and opened up more towards the resistance. It's just like it's random as hell. And granted, every day is, but the fluidity is just I want fluid price movement, right? I want more of this, right? These fluid days. Right, these swings, that's what we're looking for. That's what makes trading easier. And until then, yeah, I'm just gonna wait till we can kind of get a range break here, to be honest with you. I mean, it's the most we could do, fellas. All right, AMC, oh, sorry, has NEO already reached to its bottom? I have no idea, brother, but we can take a look. I wouldn't. So NEO is getting interesting, and I've been talking about it. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, those are interested, in my last NEO video, I talked about if we can clear that like 1030, right? Because we were kind of trading around that 1030 there, holding it down on the fort, you know, down in this area, right? 1026, 1030-ish area. I said if we cleared above that, we're going to see some nice price movements, you know, heading back towards 11. Because, you know, we're very oversold here, and I talked about how oversold NEO was. I talked about how it's looking for relief soon. I didn't talk about a bounce, though. I talked about probability of a relief, which seemed favorable, and we got that relief. So we were right on that. Happy for y'all who are going along on NEO, but for us to say that the bottom's priced in, you know, you just never know. You know, we need some significant structure, right, to tell us that. We are experiencing a little bit of a higher low. Okay, so you had some prior lows up here. Okay, so we were seeing lower lows before relative to this little range that we're trading in, but then now we're starting to see higher lows right here. So that's a good sign so far. So far, we have higher lows there. I want a little bit of a change in the character though, so I'd like for us to break this resistance here, this prior high, and that's $14, and that's going to take some sauce, man. That's going to take some steam to get there. Okay, in the meantime, like, just, you know, I always preach, try to be more realistic than optimistic or even pessimistic if you can. Pessimism is probably favorable, right? Because we know the overall macro perspective of things are fundamentally unstable. We know that the market is favoring more of a downside outlook, at least for the next few months. So if we have that in mind, that can kind of keep us home and say, hey, let's not get too optimistic about this. Let's just always remember at the end of the day, the stock market is looking, you know, fundamentally bearish. It doesn't mean it has to be, but if we know that's the case, that can say, hey, that can allow me to take a step back mentally and say, hey, you know, it's looking good for now. I'm getting a little bit of relief. Does this mean this is the bottom? No, I would not rule out the bottom yet. It's too early, too premature. There's nothing telling me that this is the bottom yet. We're seeing very, very preemptive early signs of that, but it's just in its infancy right now. We need a lot more than that. Like $14, we're in a different conversation. We can break $14. Okay, we can start talking about some other things here. Maybe we're starting to see a little bit more clarity. But for now, just be cognizant that we are looking to the downside, and keep this wedge in mind too when you're looking at NIO here. I've been denoting this wedge in all my videos for some time now that I don't know how to draw in, and there's a little bit of a wedge here on NIO that it's been holding for a little bit now. So I don't even know where I had that bad boy in. Might have been something like that. Either way, at the very least, we know this trend line to the top side is pretty legit, right? The touches are there. It's being respected. All right. OCD is kicking in. I need that precise. Okay, so we know there's some significance on that trend line, and I could definitely see if we got clear of that, we can get a nice little pop to the upside and a nice little counter trend. Even if it's a fake breakout, I think it could take you to 14 pretty quickly if we do clear this. Might take a catalyst, might take sequential green days in the market, especially for the NASDAQ. So keep all that in mind, but this is a growth play too. You got to remember that this is not a value play. The market favors value right now. It has been. It's made that sector switch, you know, ever since we started seeing this downturn off all-time highs on the S&P and the NASDAQ and the Dow. So just remember where the overall sentiment is. It's not in growth yet, and growth might not come for like another year. Okay, so just remember that. Remember the sector that this falls into. Just remember that it's in its infancy as a company. It's been showing stuff great fundamentally though. That doesn't, you know, which unfortunately, like, we got to refer to the stock price to measure its value. But I would say its intrinsic value is holding very well. Intrinsically though, we have to kind of ride with what the market's looking like. It's the best we can do. Tesla looks bullish. You know why? Because I said when it was trading at $104, I said it's gonna bounce. What's Tesla trading at right now, huh? But I tell you guys in my Tesla video, nobody be watching, huh? What's it at, huh? You tell me. I think it's higher, right? So, you know, obviously it opened down back to its lows. Where was that last video made? It was down here, yeah, 104. So I made that video 2 days ago talking about Tesla being extremely oversold. And I mean, you probably would have banked. If not, I mean, you're still sitting pretty good. You're still higher than when we were talking on the last video. You said Tesla's looking bullish. That don't look bullish to me, man. You see that line right there, man? Shit don't look bullish. What you mean? It looks bullish. Let me see here. Bullish. I mean, you got a higher low, which is good on the higher time frame. Let's see. Give me a second here. Let me just take this out. Yeah, I mean, it's fairly discounted. It rejected the 50 pretty nicely, though, so it's a little more selling pressure. But after it rejected the 50 and it came back home, it did retain a higher low, which is a good sign. So it's being upheld. You do have some imbalances above. You know, yeah, we just got to go one step at a time with this. I mean, the good thing is you do have, quite a bit of the, liquidity pocket above here, right? A little bit of an imbalance, a pretty large one right above it there. Makes sense. You had that strong sell-off pre-market today, so it left an imbalance. I can see price wanting to gravitate towards that. But I need to clear that 50, and we definitely need to clear above, that 124 until I can start seeing bullish. But right now it might just be, residual, moving up, showing signs that it's going for a reattempt. But it's just hard to tell right now. I need to wait for some things to happen here. Let me see. I mean, even relative to today, it's still sitting in a discount, right? So, I don't know. You don't want to favor shorts until it comes up into here. So right now we're in a discounted range relative to today's swings, and then even the more higher time frame ones. Okay, I'm trying to think here, man. I cannot talk right now. AMC, I don't know what to think with the 1-for-10 reverse split being planned to raise capital. The reverse splitting, oh my lord, that is not good. That dilutes shares. So if they're doing a 1-to-10, yeah, I mean, it's gonna get a little pump, but I don't know, man. Reverse splits are not good, so I would be careful. Okay. All right, let me cover some of the guys that aren't part of the Discord community, because we are gonna wrap up this stream soon, guys, so I can go join my private Discord community. Okay. EH flying high again. Nice. Good deal. Good deal, man. EH is flying high. Sweet. That's good. That's good, man. Yeah, I mean, looking at volume here. I'll be a little bit careful. I mean, that close is nice though, right? We close with authority from against those prior highs, so that's a nice close. It's a strong close, nice long bottom wick, so you got nice rejection of lower prices there. Looks good. It's holding up, held some higher lows intraday, so you see some strength in the price. Had really nice volume in the first half of the day here, so let's see if we can clear past, man. It attempted to, and then kind of had a false swing, and then came back down and found another floor, creating a higher low, which is another good sign, and then kind of reattempted and floated around this prior high once more. So let's see if we can get it. All right, and then Lucid. Let's cover Lucid real quick. What do you think about Lucid? Without any bad news, she is keep declining here value. Any thoughts? Yeah, well, it's because it's overvalued, right? So Lucid, the problem with Lucid is it's a growth stock. You guys got to remember this stuff. It's a growth stock. So try to understand the sector that it's in. Try to rationalize, like, you got to remember, unfortunately, even if a company has nice intrinsic value, like what I was saying with NIO, right? NIO's got great fundamentals. They're doing fine. EPS is improving. Revenue is improving, right? Top and bottom lines are everywhere, but in a progressive manner. But you got to be cognizant of, unfortunately, being the fact that they're public and all that, they're affected by the markets. And even if they weren't public, they're affected by the markets. So that's going to take an impact to their financials. And then on top of that, where's the overall sentiment of the investors, right? So the macro investors, the big banks, the firms, guys with a further outlook. And the sentiment is not ultimately in growth right now. It just doesn't make sense. Growth is a lot more volatile, and it's very progressive. So if things are looking bleak in the high level way to think about it, if things are looking bleak in the economy from a macro scale, and things are looking like, what's coming, where are you going to place your bets more, right? Probably more in value versus growth. Not that growth doesn't have value, but value just has better retention, less volatile, more secure. And that's where money's going to gravitate towards until we get a little bit more clarity with the market. So being cognizant of that, Lucid, it's just going to keep doing its thing. It's going to try to hold up by its share price, or it's going to try to hold up by its volume, and then that's going to get represented by its share price. But just because it's selling off doesn't mean they're doing bad, okay, necessarily. And that's what you got to remember. That, you know, causation is not always alluding to, there's like correlation and causation. Just remember that, okay? So there could be two different things. Like Lucid may be selling out because there's just not a lot of interest right now, and the macro perspective is looking iffy. But that doesn't mean like they're not doing okay as a company and underlying things like that. So how much further does that have to go? I don't know. It's at all-time lows. Just gotta be careful with it. You know, supply and demand, right? Never forget that. So if it's been selling off for so long, you always want to expect some relief, but it's really hard to tell because it's downtrending so well and in a tight range. And the tighter the range and the more consistent that it's going, and you have some pretty good volume here. It's probably just getting heavily shorted right now as well. Be careful. Take a look at the short interest too when you get a chance. Other than that, gang, guys, I got to join my private Discord to take care of these guys so we can get ready to trade tomorrow. If you found this useful, leave me a like and hit that subscribe if you're new. I'd love to have you. Working on content this week has been a little tricky, so that's why I decided to call for this live right now. So I do apologize. It's just been a little bit of a rocky week, but we'll always be getting back to the content, baby. So don't forget, don't leave your boy hanging. Turn that notification bell so you don't miss another one. Other than that, gang, I got to join my private Discord. If you do want to join us tonight, you can always check that link down below in the description. If you're interested, it doesn't hurt to at least look at the link. You have nothing to lose doing that. See if it chimes your interest. But if it doesn't, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Okay, see you guys soon. Be smart, be patient, and let's get after it, baby. Stay strong, gang.